This podcast is brought to you by eRadio. For more podcasts, check out our website on eRadioSA.com or download the eRadio SA app from the Google Play Store. Enjoy.
Now, finally, after 3 years, I've managed to hunt him down and pin him down for an interview with us here on eRadio. And here he is finally. You know, Jordan, it's easier to get an interview with the Queen of England.
Hey, Ian, it's great to be chatting with you finally.
Yes, it's been a while. It's just, you know, life just gets in the way, and then your schedule doesn't work and mine doesn't work, and then that happens. And here we are now, my word, the 4th of October.
We're chatting, thanks.
Yes, I'll have to write it in my diary, the 4th of October, it finally happened. Yes. So, Jordan, you are all the way from East London here in South Africa.
I'm in East London, yes, in the Eastern Cape.
Okay, and
yeah.
And you just said to me off air that it's actually raining your side today.
It is very rainy. Yeah. I don't know what it's like that side where you are in the garden route, but it's very wet here today.
No, it's beautiful here. It's like Snow White weather, like fairy tale weather, I should say.
Like the opposite.
Yes, it's beautiful. Skies are blue, birds are singing. Well, Jordan, let's talk about your music. Let's go way back. That's what I always like to do. I just like to go way back. Tell us, how old are you now, by the way?
Yeah. I am 24. I'm turning 25 in 2 weeks.
Okay, and how long have you been in the industry, so to speak?
Well, I would say going back to 2018, that was when I released my first single. So, yeah, if I had to put a date on it, I'd say 2018 was the year when I started.
Okay, and then when you officially started charting and getting airplay and all that kind of stuff, and before how was your interest in music before that? Have you always been playing, you know, the piano when you were a kid, or how where does music fit into your story?
Yeah, well, you know, music has been, I would say, a part of my life since, you know, I was born. I have got like vivid memories of being about 4 or 5 years old and teaching myself how to play the piano.
Wow.
But I wasn't a prodigy, so I wasn't playing piano symphonies at that age, but I had some sort of like understanding for music. So, my parents, they took me to piano lessons when I was in primary school, and high school came and I did music as a subject there. And when I matriculated, I did 1 year of music technology at university. So, yeah, I'm very grateful to have had that kind of foundation, you know, and being taught in music theory and all that stuff. It definitely helped.
And if I had to grab your phone right now and look through the kind of music you have on your phone or your iPod or whatever, what would I find on there? What would I find? What kind of music are you into?
I'm into a lot of the Weeknd. I'm loving what the Weeknd has been doing.
Oh, yeah.
Dua Lipa.
Oh, yes.
A little bit of Lady Gaga. And yeah, there's so many to, especially with because I'm very like influenced by the 80s and 90s because I grew up listening to that. So I've been very fascinated with the music that the current artists have been releasing, that's kind of bringing back that sound, but with a more modern approach.
Yeah, exactly. And we're seeing that more and more. I mean, look at Dua Lipa now teaming up with Elton John and giving new life to Sacrifice and Rocket Man. I mean, that's now the kids of today, the millennials, are singing those songs, and we're used to it from the 80s and the 90s. I think that's incredible. But you know what, Jordan, there's one thing I'm also seeing at the moment, and you know, some artists release a new music, but it's a direct cover of it. How do you feel about covers? Because sometimes to me it kind of feels, when you listen to a cover and they used let's say they used just the bass of the song, but they gave it their own words, you know, it kind of feels like they were lazy. How do you feel about that?
Yes, yeah. I released a cover myself, but it wasn't really, you know, it was just because I kind of enjoyed the song at the time. It was a Dua Lipa song. But yeah, I wouldn't go for that all the time. I'm very, you know, all about original music and being creative and putting out your own stuff, because it is easier to obviously sing someone else's song and put that out. But to do your own stuff and make your own unique sound, that is, I think, something quite admirable.
Yeah, no, listen, your cover was great. What I meant was they actually take the melody and then they give it their own words, and then they kind of ride on that success, hoping I should have been more specific. And then they kind of ride on that wave of success because they're like, hey, that was a hit in the 80s, so maybe it's going to be a hit for me now. Let me just put in some random words over that tune, you know? Of
course, yeah. No, there's a lot of that. So I think there will probably even more of that in the future. I think with a lot of like samples and taking, like you mentioned, the bass line. Yes.
That's it. It's sampled. And then people are like, hey, I've heard this song before, man. It sounds so familiar. Then you read up on it and you're like, hey, that was a song in the 80s. They are giving it new life now. How do you feel about the comeback of ABBA?
Oh, no, that was amazing. I mean, I love ABBA. So I think that's really cool in our generation to have them release new music, which I never thought would happen. That's flippin' cool.
Yes, and then now touring with the, not holograms, but they call it the avatars. Avatars.
I saw that. I don't know. It's so, to me, that's so futuristic and so cool. I mean, I'd love to experience that, one of those shows.
Yeah, exactly. But, I wonder how that's going to be, because they're kind of using a bit of the old and a bit of the new. So I'm just wondering, how that's going to work out for them. But I'm sure I know that they actually programmed those avatars to have a lot of the mannerisms of the actual stars.
Yes, I think I saw that, the motion detectors and all that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, Jordan, we love listening and playing your song, What's on the Moon. Have you since discovered what is on the moon?
No, not yet.
Okay, you're still wondering.
Yeah, I'm still wondering. I haven't got there yet.
Great, and that's nice. Okay, and now let's talk about your latest single. It's doing very well. I just spoke to you off air about it as well. It's charting on a major radio station in the Eastern Cape at the moment. You said it's round number 4 now on the top 40.
Yes.
Top 30.
Yes, thanks, John. It's number 4 on the top 30 in the Eastern Cape. So I'm so grateful for that.
It's called Atypical.
It's called Atypical, yes. My latest single.
Have you seen Atypical on Netflix?
I actually haven't watched it. I know of it, but I haven't watched it.
I don't know if it's
any good.
It's quite cool.
And then, good?
Yeah, I think now that we're talking about Netflix, look, we're talking about everything today. But now that we're talking about Netflix, have you seen, everybody's talking about it, have you seen Squid Games? Or Squid Game?
Squid Games. I also saw the trailer for that. I haven't actually began that, so I don't know. It looks quite intense and different. I don't know. Is it good? Have you seen it?
I've seen it. I was forced with a gun to watch it, and then I really, really liked it. So I'm so glad that my cousin did that to me. No, it's very good. It's next level. Let me tell you. It looks very gory, but it's not that gory. I've seen worse. It's very good. Wow. What a show.
That's good. Well, if I'm looking for something to watch, I'll watch it.
Yeah, you must watch it, man. I think it's 8 or 9 parts, but it's absolutely brilliant. So put it on your list, okay? On your Netflix list, okay?
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, Jordan, now let's go back to the songwriting process.
Yes.
How do you write physically with pen and paper? Do you write it on a computer? Do you stand in the shower and a melody comes to mind? How does it work for you?
The shower one is more relevant to me because literally I could be anywhere, no matter what I'm doing, like an idea will pop up in my head, and I'll have to, make a voice note if it's a melody that's, half good, or if it's a lyric that I want to remember and come back to the later stage, I'll write that down. But it's mostly, like melodies or lyric ideas will pop up into my head, and then I'll maybe go to the piano and figure out some chords and then just sing a whole lot of gibberish to come up with melodies, and I build up from there. Obviously, then I will start writing and thinking about what I'm writing about, etc.
Okay, and then do you also do voice notes on your phone? Because some artists, I know Taylor Swift loves doing it, recording melodies and stuff on the voice notes, and they actually release the actual voice note afterwards as well, which is so interesting to hear how the song was born.
Yeah, no, I've got a lot on my phone. I think that's the main place where I actually I'll run to my phone and quickly take a voice note. Yeah.
It helps. I mean, you can't put that on paper. You got to record it. It's easier now with the phones, you see. Okay, so and
it's
then
much quicker, yeah.
And then, do you team up with producers, or do you produce it yourself?
Well, for instance, I have produced in the past by myself. What's in the Moon was a song that I self-produced.
Really?
But yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, and most of my other releases are produced by other people. For instance, Atypical, my latest song, was produced by Ewald Jansen van Rensburg. So he has worked with people like Jethro Tate,
nice.
Craig Lucas, Majorzy, Janie Bay, and he's also a part of the band Monarch. So
nice.
Yeah, it was nice to get his production on the track.
Yeah, Monarch's brilliant, and all the artists you just mentioned, we actually play their music as well, and I must say, top class, absolutely
awesome,
brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so Atypical, is there something specific that came to mind when you wrote that song? What's it all about, if you had to strip it down for us just a little?
Well, actually began when I started writing it in 2019 already. The first lyric I actually came up was the title of the song, Atypical. And at that point, I wasn't actually sure what I was going to write about and what I wanted the song to be about. So when I really started sitting and thinking, okay, what do I write about? I came to the idea of talking about a kind of like a new relationship, where basically like it's the best relationship that you've been in, as cheesy as that sounds. It's basically like when you feel like you found the missing part that you never knew you were missing, and other past relationships can't compare, kind of. It's like the best one. So I kind of wanted to celebrate that idea of like a unique and inseparable bond between two people. And I wanted to give it like an adventurous feel as well, because and like exploring and stuff. I mentioned Dubai, desert drives, etc.
Yes.
Because like it's very thrilling, I think, in the beginning of a new relationship. So I just wanted to kind of play on that idea. Okay,
I can't unfortunately relate to all that because I work too much. But it's okay. I know what you mean. But let's. Okay, so just want to ask you, what do you use when you produce it yourself, in terms of software?
In terms of software, I've used Ableton, but there's this one that I have been using since the beginning. I don't even think it's that well known at all. It's called Mixcraft, so it's by Acoustica, and I just find that it's simple to use, and that's more to like just get my ideas down that I've used that.
Okay, at least you don't use Audacity or something. No, Audacity is cool. I'm joking. It's called Audacity. It's brilliant. It looks like this simple program, but it is absolutely great. Anyway, Jordan, it looks like the line is acting up a bit, but we are going to say goodbye now anyway. Just want to ask you one more question. When can we expect your next single? I'd say.
Well, I'm busy with it, and I'm hoping by the end of this year, towards the beginning of next year at the latest. So, I'm excited to put that out. It's almost done, so I'll keep you guys updated with that, though.
Fantastic. Now, tell it to stop raining that side. It's really interfering with the line. But it's great. No, it was great talking to you, man. It's been a long time coming, and it's certainly not the last time. It's the first time, but it's not the last time. Definitely. It will happen again soon. Now we're going to listen to Atypical. Jordan, thank you so much. Have a lacquer week.
Thanks so much, Ian. Thanks for the support, eh?
It's always a pleasure. Thanks, man. Cheers.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye.
This podcast was brought to you by eRadio. For more podcasts, check out our website on eRadioSA.com or through the eRadio SA app from the Google Play Store.